Hi everybody, I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Welcome to April's Inquire Within program. For this month, we thought we'd celebrate spring with our PBS kids friends like Nature Cat. Nature Cat loves being outside, and spring is a great time to go outside and explore, see what you can find. So the things in the kit this month will be about going out, exploring, a few crafts we can do to celebrate the wind that might be coming in spring or the flowers that might be coming up in spring. Plus, there's a drink that you can make like Pinkalicious. It is Pinkalicious Lemonade. So, that pink seems kind of like a spring color. So those are some of the activities that you'll find in this month's Inquire Within take-home kit. And we'll have these kits here in the library, down in the children's room, so you could come in and pick some up however many you need, or you can always call us and reserve them, and we could bring them right to your car for curbside service, and we'll have them as long as supplies last. But let me tell you a little bit about what's in this kit. There is a special notebook in here with a little pencil that you can use to observe what you see when you're outside being a nature explorer. So there'll be that. You can draw pictures of what you see. You can write things down. There'll be a couple of Nature Cat tattoos, temporary tattoos. So if you want to be inspired by Nature Cat, you can put one of those on before you go out and exploring. To make the Pinkalicious Lemonade, it is pretty pinkalicious. I like it, but it's lemonade made with strawberries too. So something you can do together as a family. You would blend up the strawberries a little bit so they will get all pureed. And then you'll mix that with some sugar water when you dissolve some sugar in water and heat that up. And then lemon juice from fresh lemons, or if you've got bottled lemon juice, you could use that, and more water. And then you mix it up and you have yummy pink lemonade. So that's something you could do. It'd be a good spring treat. Here's another Nature Cat activity. This is a spring color wheel. And I don't know if you can see, there's pink, red, purple, and green things on this. So the idea is you could take this out and look for things that are pink or red or purple or green. If you find something on the floor, like a green leaf on the floor, on the forest floor or on the ground, you could get that and bring it home and tape it on, or you could just draw pictures of what you've seen. Anything that you see that's pink, anything that you see that's red, purple, if you see green leaves somewhere, maybe a tree with green leaves and pink blossoms, you can color them both in or write them both down on your spring color wheel. And at the same time, you can do a nature scavenger hunt where you can take pictures of the different things that you see when you're out. Maybe you're going for a walk as a family in the evening, you can see if you can see any of these things, and if you'd like, you can take a picture of it. Like a bug with wings, maybe you'll see a ladybug, maybe you'll see a dragonfly or a spider or a bird. You can write down what kind of bird it is. You can take a picture so you can remember. So those are the things you can be on the lookout for when you're out walking around. This is Zadie's flower garden from Working Out Wombats. And you can do whatever you want with these flowers. You can color them on here. You can try to make patterns of them. If you wanted to, you could use this as a decoration, a spring decoration. You could even, if you really wanted to, work at it, if you're really working it like the wombats, you could even cut out each of these flowers. You could color them all, and then you could tape them to a string or a ribbon or a piece of yarn and use it as a garland. So you can decorate for spring any way you would like with these flowers. Plus, there are a couple of other different activities that we'll have in the kit that you can make some more flower things or a pinwheel like this. It's often a little windy in spring. To celebrate the wind and, kind of take advantage of it, you can make a pinwheel like Curious George does. In the kit, there will be a pencil, and that's what you're going to actually use to attach your pinwheel to. You know how pinwheels work? You could put it outside or you could just use it yourself, but it blows in the wind, or if you blow on it like this, like that. You can do this two ways. You can either use the pattern that's on here. You can color it yourself. You can color both sides if you want, and then that'll be the design on your pinwheel. Or there'll be a piece of printed origami paper in your kit, and you can use that. It's actually the same size as this square. It's a 6-inch square on here, and you can use that instead. Either way, if you're using this one, you will color it, and then you will cut out the square, and then you will carefully cut out these lines, not all the way to the center, just to, there's a circle on here, so just, it's about 3 inches. That's what I did with this one. I measured with a ruler from the outer corner 3 inches in, drew the lines, and then I cut those. And that's how you make these sort of arms on the pinwheel. There are also little dots on here. In your kit, there will be a push pin, so be careful of that. It's a push pin, it is sharp, but you poke a hole in the center and then one on each of the triangles that are there. So you'll have one in each corner. Then when you're going to put them together, you will fold each of these sort of arms in toward the center, and then you put a hole in the center too. You will feed all of those, you'll feed your push pin through all of those. So you'll stick the push pin through the holes of all of them. So there will be 4 holes from the outside and 1 in the center. It might be easiest to push one in and then put the push pin through and then put the other ones in from the back. When you've got them all through, though, when your push pin's going through all the paper, then you'll just carefully stick the push pin into the eraser on the top of the pencil. And you don't want to put it too far in, then it won't turn. So you'll have to have it just loose enough so that your pinwheel will still spin around. So that's how to do the pinwheel. There's also a paper in here to make springy flowers, and these are springy flowers because you can celebrate spring with them, and also because they're on a little spring, like the spring that goes boing boing. The stem is a spring. To make these, there's some green paper, red paper, and white paper in your kits. To make the spring stem, you'll take the green paper and you'll cut down the length of it. So you'll cut down the longer side. I made my papers, my strips, 1 inch across. So cut 2 of those down. Then you put them together like this. So one's going across and one's going down, and they meet in the corner, and then glue it down. And that's going to be the end of your spring stem. Once you've done that, then you will very carefully, as neatly as you can, fold them over accordion style. So accordion folds go one and then the other. So once they're glued together, you will bring one over, whoops, like that, and then the other one going the other way, and then you'll go back and forth. So now the way I'm holding it for you, this one's going to go down, and then this one's going to go back that way. And then you'll do that until you've made all the folds, and then you've run out of the strip, because it'll be all accordioned up like this. You can take the red paper or the white paper. You can color on the white paper any way you want. You can use one as the center. You can decide how you want to make your flowers. So you'll cut out some flowers. You can put a few petals. You can put a lot of petals. You can put a center on if you want. Glue those together. Once you have your flowers the way you want, and once you have your stem all folded up, then you'll glue the flower onto the top of the stem. And then it'll just sit on your table, or it could spring out at somebody, or you could even put it inside a card if you wanted. You could glue the end onto a piece of card, and when people would open it, then they'd have the springy flower coming at them. That'll be another thing you can decorate for the spring. And the last thing, the papers aren't actually in here, because this is a craft from Red Ted Art, but these are origami tulips. And the tulip part is very easy. The stem here is a little bit trickier, so that's why we're also putting just a green, different kind of green paper straw that you can always use that as a stem instead. Or you could roll up paper, roll it around the pencil, take some green paper and roll it up and use that as a stem. But here's how you do this. To make the top, to make the tulip part, there's going to be 3 squares that are different colored origami paper, but just plain, not the printed one. Well, you could use the printed one. If you want a printed one, you can make that into your tulip, and you could use a plain piece to make your pinwheel like this. It's up to you. It's your kit. You can do it however you'd like. But there will be 3 plain colored and 1 that's different shade of green that you can use as a stem if you want to try it. But to make the tulip part, you have your square, and then you'll fold it into a triangle, and then you'll open it back up and fold it into a triangle the other way. And then once you've done that, you'll keep it like a triangle, and you'll have the flat part at the bottom and the pointed parts at the top, and that's going to be your tulip. Then you just fold this part in and this part in, not all the way to the center line, just sort of nearish the center line. You fold this up and fold this up, so you've got 3 parts. And that's going to be your tulip with the tulip petals. And then the only other thing to do is turn it over and just fold these outside corners in just a little bit. Fold this one in a little bit and fold this one in a little bit. And that's it. That's your tulip. It's only got a couple of folds. Once you've made the triangle, you fold this part up and this part up like that. So they're not meeting at the top. They're just a little bit spaced to a little bit. You can make it, if you put them farther away, your tulip will be bigger. If you put them closer together, it's like your tulip will be more of a bud. And then you just fold the corners in a little bit to give it more of a tulip shape. And that's that. Now, if you want to use the straw as a stem, in either case for the stem, this part at the bottom, you'll just snip a teeny tiny little bit. You can always cut more if you need to, but you can't really add it back on unless you use my favorite craft supply, which is tape. So you can always tape it back together if you get your hole too big. But you just take a littlest snip, just big enough to get the straw through. And when I did this one, I actually took the straw down from the top, opened the tulip up like this, and put the straw and wiggled it through until it came through like this. And then I just scooted it down a little bit and scooted the tulip part up, scooted the stem part down, and that was that. If you would like to try to make the stem, you look for one of the greenish pieces of paper. You could always cut your construction paper into a square too if you had extra construction paper left after you were making your stems for your springy flower. You would need a 6 inch by 6 inch square. And this isn't hard, it just has more folds to make. So the first thing you will do is fold it into a triangle. You can fold that both ways into a triangle too. And the next thing you will do is fold into the center line. Fold this part into the center and then this part into the center. So then it's going to look like a big kite. Then you'll flip it over and you'll fold these parts into the center. You fold this into the center line, which you made from your fold, and you fold this into the center line from your fold. So now it looks more like part of a paper airplane without the wings. Then you will flip it over again, the bigger part at the top, and you will fold this part into the center line and this part into the center line. Fold one into the center, fold the other in the center. And then you'll have kind of a skinny kite shape. So let me show you that again. You've got your crease in the center from folding the triangle this way and this way. If the triangle go both ways, it just makes your folds a little bit easier. You'll start out with the outer corners coming to the center line. So this part into the center and this part into the center. Then you flip it over. You fold these into the center again. So fold this part into the center. This whole line is going to go so it's meeting this center line. And this whole line is going to meet up in the center. Like that. And then you do it one more time. You flip it over, and now you have these littler lines, and you're going to bring those into the center too. So this outside corner is going to go into the center, and this outside corner is going to go into the center, like that. Then you can flip it over one more time and bring this top down to the bottom. So this top point is going to meet this bottom point. So you'll have it folded all the way in half like this. The top will meet the bottom. And then there's only one more fold. You'll fold it so this part you just folded down, this top part will be on the inside. So you will fold it like that. You've brought the top down, and then you fold it so the top part that you just brought down is on the inside. Flip it over. And then this is going to be the leaf, and then this part on the inside is going to be the stem. So you'll bring it out just a little bit. So you'll have the stem part, and then, oops, the leaf part. And then you'll do the same thing with your tulip. You just make a little snip at the bottom, just a small hole, and then you're going to slide it right on top of the stem, like that. So that's what you can do if you want to make it on a stem, but you can use this as a stem, or you can just use the tulips like this. Again, you could hang them on a garland if you wanted, just hang them up and decorate for spring. So that's it. That's what we've got in the kit for you this month. As I said, you can come down and pick them up in the children's room, but if you're not able to come in and pick them up in the children's room, you can always email us at kids@adamslib.org, and I'd be happy to email the information to you, the instructions on how to do the different crafts and the supplies you need and all that good stuff. So thank you very, very much for watching, friends. And thank you, as always, to our friends at WQED Education and Clearview Federal Credit Union, because they are the ones who make it possible for us to bring these take-home Clearview and WQED Inquire Within kits to you. So thank you to our friends there. Thank you to our friends, your friends. You're the friends that we have too. Thank you to all our library friends, and come in and get your kits, and please join me again next month when we'll do another Inquire Within program. So thank you, everybody. Bye.